same intro as ever until I think of something better to say. This time we've got an Iron Man build. So you might have seen that Iron Man that I did not too long ago, the brass and red, or antique brass and red Cerakote build. So this one we're doing a black and silver bund style build, and kind of like a little bit of a radioactive theme with it. So let's get into it. Show off the watch, see what you guys think. Hopefully you like it. So we've got our Iron Man dial. And just the only thing that's loomed on this are the little pips going on around here. And I should have just knocked something off that I need to pick back up. Yeah, I got a light right here. So, granted, it's not a very... Oh, it's dying. It's dying. But believe you me, those pips are loomed. And of course, I don't have another light over here. Why would I have another light over here? But we've done this in a brushed case. We've got the like radioactive style crown on there, but it's more of a polished, so it's kind of harder to see because it's just faint on there. Then we've got a black PVD bezel compass style with a compass insert in there. So we'll go left, we'll go right, does not click. This is on one of my black U236 bund straps. I'm not sure why it's not focusing in on it, but U236, we wanted to do a black strap on it, and I thought, you know what, this might go well with it. So removable bund on there. To get that bund off, you'll just slide this back off here, which I say that, but I was kind of binding it. To get this side off, you're going to have to take your buckle off. And it just slides right off. So it's got the bund hole back there. It is cut to spec of your caseback, so it fits on nice and tight. So you push it on there, it pops on there. But and, you know, when you're putting it on the wrist, it stays on there. But if you take it off and you kind of put some downward pressure, obviously it's going to pop right back off. But it fits, pushes right back on. But is removable. Stainless steel movement holder in there. You can see going on around there. Black rotor. Large window exhibition case back, and that is his Iron Man build. So if you don't know about these, I just showed that the bezel turns left, turns right, no clicking on these. This is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a winder to keep the time. But if you're not going to be very active, say you're at a desk or you're driving or something like that, or it's completely dead, you want to pre-wind it before you put it on, because you won't be moving around enough to be confident that you're keeping a good time now. So you'll pre-wind it just a little bit, and that will get you through the day. So Paul, when you do this, chances are, even if, you know, I know you've got plenty of my watches, but grabbing this and taking this off with this in the way will be a bit tough. So it does not hurt it to just bend this down to get your finger behind there. So that's all. Just a little tip, if it were me, I'd pull that down. I mean, you can literally pull it back with the other hand and do whatever. If you turn it to the side a little bit, you can really roll it with your thumb, you know, and you're just kind of moving your finger back and forth behind it. So that's how I did it. You can really wind the heck out of it. So what I'm getting at is if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you'll keep time. If you do like what I'm doing, now a wind is going this way, away from you. That's this as a wind. And I just realized on the camera you can't quite tell what I'm doing. So when you wind it that way, you are putting tension on the mainspring. When you go backwards, you don't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and keep it going, just going back and forth. So if you do this for 15-20 seconds before you put it on, or, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily do that before you put it on, but if you do that, you're going to max out your 31-hour plus power reserve on it. It's minimally 31 hours. You can't overwind it, so you can wind this thing all day if you want, but it will only accept an input of that 31-hour on there, so you don't have to worry about breaking anything inside. If you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set your time. So this is a wobble crown, so there is some flex in there, kind of like a ball joint. That's going to deflect lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. And also, if it falls down in here, you're not winding it or setting. So keep some of that pulled out tension, and you can set your time much easier. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 3:11 p.m.
It's 3:11 p.m. And then that wobble crown also makes it nice and easy to push right back over to thread down. And then as we kind of took that off, I'm literally just pushing it back on and making sure it's all around there. It'll be tight, and over time it will kind of loosen itself up just a little bit. Basically, in a nutshell, if you can see that case back comes down at a slant, right? So when it goes all the way up, it's tight. But it doesn't take much for it to come off that lip. And when it does, then it's just kind of a little bit loose. So when it's on your wrist and everything, and it's putting pressure against it, it's holding that up against there. But when you're pulling it out and you lay it down, you're pulling it literally right off there, right? You lay it flat. So, but it pushes right back on, and then you're there. So, just an FYI. These are nice and tight. So if you ever feel like this is getting like it's not moving as well with you, this is a very large spring bar I put in there. Just pull on it. Just over time, this is going to loosen up as everything breaks in. So these are just some tips for Paul. If you have a watch like this from me, these are all good tips for you, but not too many people do. But just for Paul, so it's more for him. But so with the build, as always, you have matching. I don't know if I even showed you the leather, but this is my U236 black on black bund strap. Radioactive symbol there and down there. Brushed clasp here. Brushed buckle to go with the case. And then this just stays like a polished with the radioactive logo inscribed on there. So matching beads to go with it. And then this one's going to come in a special edition. I don't know why my phone won't focus. What's it? See, like right now, what is it focused on? Just nothing? Nothing's in focus. So nice silver Iron Man special edition box. So as with all builds, you're going to get watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts, so everything here. Non-toxic, non-residue, non-streaking. Some leather conditioner. This keeps this leather strap perfect, so if it's ever feels rough or anything along those lines, put a little bit on there, let it soak in, remove any excess. A little bit will go a long way. Don't use very much. And then lastly, some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, repackaged into these. It's much cheaper than Polywatch and does the same thing. This is an acrylic glass, and you can scratch it. And if you do, put a tiny bit on there and buff against it, filling that scratch. And then polish it out utilizing your microfiber. And if you can generate some heat with your thumb behind it, you will fill that scratch way faster and solidify that glass. It's going to feel like pledge on wood. So only use what you need. Otherwise, you're going to be pushing it up under the bezel. You're going to be soaking a lot into the rag. So this is plenty here to last your watch. So put a tiny speck on there and just work it through. You'll see. So that's your build. I hope you like it, man, and I hope you guys like the build as well. And maybe you want me to build you something, and if so, just reach out, and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see builds like this, I put videos up all the time, so like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.